We have Lauren, aka Social Work Scrapbook. She is from San Antonio, Texas. She has been a social worker for what, over 11 years. She's a licensed clinical social worker who is also a school social worker. So I always wanted to be a school social worker, by the way. And you also do clinical supervision. So please feel free to share more.
I've kind of gleaned from my different videos, and then I want to share here just some tips to growing your confidence as you venture into the field of social work, which I know can be a little scary. And I'm also going to break some myths, okay? Because I know coming out of grad school, we can feel stuck for a few different reasons. If you feel like you went to school all these years and now we're ready to put the rubber to the road, but you're kind of putting those brakes on, maybe you were working in the wrong populations, because that's one of the questions I get a lot is, how did you know which population to go into? So if we're feeling stuck in that sense, we do want to go back into the drawing board and try a different population. One of the things that I do want to mention to social workers getting ready is sometimes your very first job will not be your dream job, and that's okay. The goal of that job is to gain experience and is to learn and grow from that job. And as soon as that stops, the learning and growing process stops in that job, don't get stuck. I have a whole video up on my channel where I share all the different frogs I had to kiss before getting to my dream job, and there were a lot of them.
Now, I was going to just piggyback on the top one that you said. You said your first job won't be your fave. And I know as a newbie coming out of school, I'm going to be honest with you, coming out of undergrad, I wanted to be straight in the 40K, right? Because I'm no, I'm going to make this money. And so when I went in graduate school, I'm like, okay, this is the opportunity. But let me tell you guys, my first master, it's probably a little TMI, but it's reality. My first master of social work job went after I graduated was like in the 20s. Right. Sometimes you have to choose, you have to go with the first job, because let me tell you guys, I don't know about you, but your first job is going to dig you into some experience you would have never gotten, honestly. And for me, it seemed like every job that I had that paid more, it almost seemed as I was kind of doing less. And so and I'm not saying, that the low paying jobs didn't, or the high paying jobs didn't get you the experience, but, you have to start somewhere. And I'm so grateful for that experience. So thank you for saying that, because, when you're coming out of school, you want the best of the best.
And you're not going to be stuck there. There's no way. You can't get stuck in a position unless you allow yourself to be. So as soon as the learning and growing stops, then you all need to start taking those action steps to grow and move yourself. You need to take care of yourself and watch for that. And so that's another thing I talk a lot about on my channel too, is that toxic work environments, we need to know when to pivot out of those situations. And that's another myth I wanted to share as well, is that you have to build your confidence first before making those big social work career moves. That's not true, guys. You really have to start taking those action steps, little baby steps towards your goal, whether you're afraid or not. That's what's going to build confidence. That's the big key to confidence, is just taking those little steps right into the fear. If you are fearful of that, start moving towards it.
I want to go back to when you're first graduating out of school. I was just so afraid of putting my accomplishments on my resume until I honestly started working for the federal government. They actually want you to list your accomplishments. So if you do have that 1 year experience, someone said in the comments, can they actually place their voluntary experience and say, hey, this is what I've done? But I think absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely you can. And there's different types of resumes. They don't have to all be chronological as well. There's different formats to your resume that you can research. And I should probably do a whole video on this, because I think that's something they don't teach you in school, is how to write your resume. That's all supplemental stuff. But yeah, definitely, if you want to add any of your volunteer work, any type, and that's the thing, is some people don't consider their internship experience. It's definite experience that you've built up there. Volunteer work is included in that too. And the reason why I say to add those verbs in the front is because a lot of times the employers are just going to read that very first word. And that's how you're going to hook them in, because they're not, and you don't want it over a page. You just want it one page if possible. And they're just going to go down that list looking at those first words. And that's when you said, if they read implemented, facilitated, networked, that's going to pique their interest. And then your resume automatically stands out that way. And then they'll go ahead and read it all and call you in for an interview, which is the goal, right?
Absolutely. So you can get the job, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's just an honest session. I needed this. But you talked about writing down your dream job. And you know what? I don't think I have never written down my dream job, like in social work, because there is so much you can do in social work.
The flexibility is amazing. A lot of people ask, why social work? Why did you choose social work over LPC or counseling? It's because of the flexibility.